welcome back to Crypto Empire. Just so that we are all on the same sheet of music here, can everybody please let me know if you can see and hear me right now? It does say playback error on my YouTube Studio live stream application right now, so I just want to be sure that you can actually see me and hear me before I continue on into the stream. So let me know right now in the live chat if you guys see me and if you can hear me very clearly. If you can, that's amazing. We currently have a ton of viewers already. Welcome to the stream very early. Let me know if you guys can hear me right now before I even continue talking. All right, you see and hear me. Perfect. Let's get right into it. We have a lot to talk about. We have the FOMC meeting for the Federal Reserve on November 2nd. Very big meeting. The next interest rate hike will be announced then, and then we have the midterm elections right after that. While Bitcoin has been trading sideways for over a month now, just underneath $20,000. A lot to talk about today. We're going to be going over a ton of charts, a ton of trade ideas, a ton of relevant things that will impact the crypto market as we go forward to close out 2022 and then get into 2023. Next year is going to be huge for crypto. So many things will be happening. Most likely we start to come out of this bear market period as well. So we have a ton of exciting things to look forward to. But let's stay in the present before we start looking too far into the future, because the present moment is all we have right here, right now. So let's get right into today's live stream. Shout out to everybody in the Crypto Empire community. We have All Day Dre saying, welcome Empire. Big shout out to Dre. We have Jeff Powell saying, good to be able to catch this in its entirety live this time. I must be the first one here. Oh, we're already packed out, Jeff, but it's good to see you here in the live chat. I'm glad that you can catch it all. Shout out to Andreas saying, hey Connor, how are you doing? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Shout out to Tico. How are you, Tico? Shout out to Lorenzo. Big shout out to Lorenzo. Go subscribe to his channel if you guys are into trading Forex or markets in general. Puts out a ton of great content. You won't regret it. Subscribe to Lorenzo's channel. Shout out to Labradoodle. Shout out to Warthog, Thunderbolt. Shout out to McNaz96, Mike B. Everybody here in the building early. Shout out to Elvis and White Jazz. Smash up that like button. Let's get some hype in the chat. And let's get into today's scheduled programming and content that I have planned. First things first, our crypto market overview. So taking a look at the overall crypto market, Bitcoin trading at $19,467 right now. We just had a bit of a pump out of nowhere. We were going sideways, doing nothing all weekend. And if I go to the 1 hour chart, we just had a pump out of nowhere right up to $19,500. Big key level there. We'll see if Bitcoin can go ahead and flip this. This is either just a total psyop, fake pump, scam pump. Sunday's history with cryptocurrency and the crypto market and the bear market. Typically when we see this kind of pump on a Sunday, it turns out to be a psyop and a move to fade, basically short the pump. But this time could be different, we'll see. Or it could just be the market front-running the futures open here, trying to push this up before the futures open. We'll see what does happen. But Ethereum trading for $1,331 right now. And the overall market cap is $970 billion. Now, not a lot has been happening with altcoins except for a select few, like Quant, for example. Casper also starting to jump a bit. We will be going over that. Taking a look at today's top gainers, we have the TKX exchange still up there, 20% gain today. We have Clay up 18%, Neo up 7%, Casper up 5%, Aptos, brand new coin to the market, up 5%. I'll be discussing that a little bit, my thoughts on it in this live stream. So if you want to hear about that, be sure to stick with me until the very end of the stream. And if you're just tuning in right now, big shout out to Schwim, saying the crypto highlight of the week with a big smiley face. Shout out to you, Schwim. Appreciate your support. We got Stan as well saying to smash the likes, people. You guys already know. Smash up that like button nice and early in the stream. And we have Rafal saying, what is your Bitcoin price prediction for 2023? I think we bottom out most likely in 2022 or maybe very early 2023. 14 to 16K is still my prediction for that. Will we make new all-time highs in 2023? Doubt it. But we could see pushes up to 40, 50, 60K possibly in the next year. But let's not count any chickens before they hatch. We had a lot to talk about. Good question though, Rafal. So our top gainers, not a lot really going on, right? We have some up 20%, and other than that, it's really only single-digit gains. Today's top losers, Not a lot of losers. Not a lot of losers at all. Biggest loser is minus 3.6%. We have quant down 1% on the day and 3.9% on the week currently. So the market is really flat. It continues to be flat, and we are in a very boring time in the crypto market. So let's start going over our TA and get into the stuff that everybody comes here to Crypto Empire for, which is, of course, going over the market and pinpointing exactly what is going to happen next. So on Bitcoin, 19,500 is our big level. If price can start to close above that on the 4-hour, on the daily, we could be in business for a bit of a pump here. If we're below 19,500, I would say that it's still risk off. You really want to be careful with price below 19,500. Now, if we go to the daily price chart, we're currently on a 4-hour. Let's flip this to a daily. Last week's price high was up here at 19,700. Very important if we're going to see some kind of rally. By the way, I still think we go lower, right? We're not at the bottom yet, in my own humble opinion. I still think we go see $14,000 to $16,000 Bitcoin sometime in the near future, but that does not mean that we could see a bit of a relief rally before these big elections coming up in the US. A lot of speculation that, you know, the political parties want to boost morale for the voters and, you know, have the markets turn green before these elections come up to try to sway the vote in one direction or the other. Look, I don't know if that's the case. Nobody can accurately point that out. But this is a big macroeconomic event, and definitely the markets will have some kind of reaction to it. That we can say for sure, right? We're probably not going to stay flat like this through the midterm election period. We're going to get some kind of volatility. All we can do is speculate. Really, nobody knows for sure, right? If somebody knew for sure and had a crystal ball, a magic conch shell that would tell them the answer of the direction that we're going to go, everybody would be listening to that, and there would be no market. It would cease to exist. Nobody knows what's going to happen here. All right, but we can speculate that we're going to get a pump before these elections. So in order for us to confirm this speculation, very important here, so listen up. In order for us to confirm this speculation, we want to start making higher highs and higher lows. We want to start to form an uptrend. Pretty obvious, but that's the way things are. Trading is not too difficult, right? It's pretty simple. Trading is simple, but that does not mean that it is easy. Big difference there. All right, so we want to start making an uptrend. How do we do that? Our first high to clear is $19,700. Very simple. We want to start to see some 4-hour closes and some daily candle closes above that level in order for us to start to say, okay, the market's making higher highs here. We can confirm our speculation that we're going to get that midterm election pump. But don't forget, 2 days before the midterm elections on November 2nd, we have that FOMC meeting with the Federal Reserve. They'll be announcing interest rate hikes. Let's say we get a full 100 basis point rate hike. Doubt that's going to happen. We probably just get another 75 basis point rate hike. But if we get that full 100, market's going to sell off. It's not going to like that at all. Okay, so a lot of big things on the table, but the most important thing here is closes above key levels. We just take it level by level. So first of all, we want to see 19,500 reclaimed if we're going to get some kind of relief rally for these midterm elections. Then we want to see 19,700. Ultimately, we really want to get back above the 20K level. All right, big resistance here at $20,000 on Bitcoin. And as of right now, if I go back to a daily chart, we've literally for the past, let's take a date and time measurement here to the current date of October 23rd. We have really been going sideways for 2 weeks below 19,500. We had 2 instances where we wicked above 19,500, but for 15 days now, we've been below this level. So first things first, Bitcoin has to get above and close above $19,500, or else it continues to be game off. Opposite of game on, we keep on consolidating and we don't do anything, and this boredom continues in the market. It's crypto winter. What do we expect? It's going to get very boring. We still need to see a lot of the meme coins and scam projects get flushed out of crypto before we can really start to form another uptrend. Right? We have meme coins popping up left and right, even in the middle of this bear market, and people are still throwing money at it. People love to gamble, of course, to each their own. But a lot of risk-on speculation, even in the midst of this boring boring, nothing market. All right. So until that ceases to exist, right, until that gets flushed out completely, I don't think we have a complete reversal. And in terms of a relief pump, if we get a 30% move to the upside, say out of this, 25% would take us to 24K. And you can see my level at 28,000. That's not even 30%. That's a 50% move, 46%. We most likely don't get there. 30% move from current price is going to take us right around $25,300, right to the top of this area over here where these wicks are. All right, it's really not much, but to the downside, right, because I'm only discussing an upside scenario here. Listen, this thing could very well sell off, right? My bias is still bearish. The only reason I'm discussing a pump is because of these midterm elections. My bias is still that we go down and we bottom out between $14,000 to $16,000. If we look in the daily chart, if we take a measurement of this consolidation going all the way back to June of 2022, it has been 130 days, over 4 months of this consolidation. Massive compression. After periods of massive compression leads to periods of massive expansion. Low volatility, high volatility, back to low volatility. It's the cycles that the market moves in. So if we get the sell-off to the downside and we get a 25-30% move, that's going to take us right to our target levels. 25% takes us right to around $14,600. All right, very possible we see this out of this consolidation. So what do? Well, unless you're a short-term trader, the best thing to do is to basically wait. And you wanted to determine how much of your portfolio you should have in the market right now. I would say 20 to 30% in, 70 to 80% cash is a good idea right now. Better than being all in or all out. I think you should definitely have some exposure, not financial advice, but you should have some exposure in case this, for a very low probability chance, is actually the bottom. Right? It's not a bad idea to have 20% of your cash that you plan on investing into the market. It's in the market already. And then when we get that big drop that I speculate will happen to 14,600, 15K, 16K, you can go ahead and put another 30% in. So this way you'll be 50 to 60% into the market, still holding around half of your portfolio in cash. And then when we have the confirmed reversal to the upside, you can go ahead and start to put the rest of your capital in. You don't want to just blow your load all in one shot here. No. You want to do it the right way, all right? Take your time with it. Don't be in a rush right now. So that's my overall Bitcoin analysis. Not a lot going on. Very interested to see if this is just a psychological operation pump we're getting right now to get people to FOMO in and then just crush them and tank this market again, not be able to pass through 19,500. It's going to be interesting here. Let me go ahead and catch up with the live chat right now. See what's going on. Jeff Powell saying, you think Adam, by the way, guys, smash up that like button. And if you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe as well. And what was I saying? McNass saying, have you heard about the Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX stuff that's been going on around this past week? I actually have the Twitter thread open right here, McNass. I will be getting into that during the Twitter wisdom section of the live stream. A lot of juicy things to discuss over here. It's going to be a good discussion. Hope you guys are looking forward to that one. Jeff Powell saying, you think Adam will see $5 or $6 again before the bull? Struggling if I should buy it or wait longer. Well, Jeff, I hope my previous statement about allocations and percentages with your portfolio just kind of answered that question for you. I think it's definitely possible that we can see Adam back down towards those levels around $5 to $6. Right now, 11 is holding as strong support, holding above 10. But my base support level is this purple line, which is at $6.13. If Bitcoin does get that crash down another 25-30% to $14,000 to $16,000, it's pretty safe to assume that Adam is going to get a move down to its base support and test it again. And this would take us to around $6. All right, so again, my previous kind of statement should have hopefully answered your question. I would say around 20-30% is a good amount to have in. And then you put another 30% in when we get that next big drop. And then you save around half, 40% of what you have, waiting for the confirmed reversal to the upside. That's when you go all in. Right now, risk off still. All right, so I do think that we can at least get sub 10. We have a big area from 850 down to 650. And then below that, the base support level is right at $6. So very likely we do test it again, Jeff. Shout out to Grandpa Rock, giving some rocket emojis in the live chat. Mike B, 1800. Big shout out to Mike B, Crypto Empire community member. Saying Nancy Pelosi has one, so I disagree with you there. I think the Fed members also have the crystal ball. Very good point, Mike. Nancy Pelosi has a very high strike rate with her trading. It's impressive. Little suspicious. But at the same time, you got to give credit where credit is due. She crushes her trades. She even takes losses to make it look like she's not that good. She is that good at tricking everybody. So big shout out to Nancy, one of the best traders in the entire market. And yes, it's safe to assume that she does have a little bit of a crystal ball, some kind of crazy edge where she gets most things right. Good point, Mike. Good point. Randy saying, hola, let's get some trades this week. Been very quiet in the calls. It has been very quiet in the calls because the market is just super, super boring and choppy. All right, so it's not a time to be risking a lot of capital. And if you are going to be trading, it should be very short term, going for quick scalps. Michael saying, Connor, how long / how many weeks do you think it's going to take Quant to finally pull back to that buy range of 125, 135, 145? Let me just go ahead and ask the Magic Conch Shell how many weeks it's going to take to get this to happen. So, obviously there's no Magic Conch Shell to give us that answer. Unfortunately, we don't live in the SpongeBob reality. But if we look at Quant, broke the parabola, went up, retested some levels again. 125 to 135. So if we look at this to 125, it's a 30% drop. 15 to 30%. So if we look at this before, when this thing tops out, it does have some pretty steep pullbacks. For example, from over here in September, when it topped out, it dropped 40% in a matter of 2 weeks. Okay. Went sideways, and then when it finally decided to drop again, it dropped around another 50% in around a month. Now, Quant is the hottest coin in crypto currently. A lot of talks about the central bank digital currencies. A lot of talks about Oracle, HSBC Bank, all using Quant's technology to bring their banking systems to Web 3.0 and bridge their old legacy Web 2 infrastructure to Web 3.0. So Quant is the hot coin right now, but that stuff is not going to be happening this year. Next year, 2023, yes. Right? This pump is all speculation currently. So how long will it take? Based off of the previous pullbacks, 2 weeks to a month, to get some kind of nice corrective move. Currently, we did test the 50% Fibonacci retracement, which is right at the top of the green zone here at $157. All right, that's the start of one demand area I had outlined, and then the second one is down here starting at $134. So we already tapped the first one with a nice test. And what this long wick tells us is that buyers are stepping in here. So it's going to take a while to eat all these buy orders. Once we do that, we'll get that next nice drop down through. But to answer your question, Michael, if I had to guess, I would say 14 to 30 days. Florent 1980 saying, hi, let's dominate. I really enjoy your updates every week. Any views on Quant since last week? Well, we are looking at Quant right now. So again, my views on Quant, the fundamentals have not changed, right? The project is a very strong project. Like I said in my Quant video earlier in the week, there's no guarantees in the crypto market. Any one of these assets, if we look at CoinGecko, there are currently 13,256 coins on the market. We can see that here in the top left corner. Any one of these assets at any given moment in time can just go to zero instantly. All right, so there's no guarantees. But with assets like Quant, it has a very good chance of succeeding in the long term because of its fundamental catalysts. I've gone over those in videos extensively, right? And I'm sure many of you guys know what quant is all about. So my views haven't changed. I still think we're going to get the pullback. I would not be FOMO buying, thinking that it's going to go immediately to $1,000 or $2,000 next week or next month or even this year in 2022, only around 2 months left of the year now. Time is really flying by. But I wouldn't say that it's going to take off by the end of this year. So I do think we will get a nice pullback into these zones before the end of 2022. And that's going to be a good time to go ahead and top up your bags or at least get some exposure if you have zero exposure. Now, buying below $200, and if you think it's going to go to $1,000, that's a 5x. You can 5 times your money right there. We take that all day. All right, of course, we're in crypto for the 10x's, the 20, 50, 100x's. But listen, a 5x is nothing to write home about. You take those all day long, you stack them, you rinse and repeat. All right, so below 200, good prices for quant, but again, we want to get lower. So these are our buy levels, and nothing has relatively changed since my updates earlier in the week. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the live stream so far, be sure to smash that like button down below. Glasshopper77 saying, have a profitable week, Empire. Absolutely. Thank you, Glasshopper77. JJS saying, hi, looking forward to your humble, honest opinion on Aptos. Lots of crazy info out there. Thank you. Yes, we'll get into that. We will get into that stuff about Aptos. Thoughts about LCX? That is the exchange. Not a fan. It can do very well because it's a $40 million market cap, but in terms of what it is, I wouldn't use the exchange. But it's not a bad speculative play to buy their coin at 5 cents with a $40 million market cap. It won't take that much capital in a bull market to see, like we just talked about, something like a 5x, a 10x, and something like this. Right? A $200 million market cap would be a 5x. That's very attainable. So my thoughts, I don't own any LCX. I would never use their exchange. But in terms of a speculative investment move, it could turn out to be a good one. We have ARIS saying, hi, Connor. Can you please look at Aptos versus USDT? Yeah, we can do that for sure. For sure, we can do that. After this, we're going to take a look at our Twitter wisdom and get into some heated discussions about, look at this daily chart, get into some heated discussions about crypto regulations. So Aptos, if we look at this hourly, what do we have? We have the listing pump. This went live on every single major exchange. I'll tell you right now, the market cap is $1.2 billion. It should not. I can see this coming down to $600 million. I can see this cutting in half, bringing the price to below 5, right around $5. I think is a realistic target here in terms of where I think it's going over the coming months, etc. But we had the listing pump, and then we went into consolidation, and we broke to the upside out of the consolidation. Right, we formed a nice little pennant, symmetrical pennant, and out of it, nice pump and a healthy one too, of to the high 34-35%. Now we have to watch because we want to wait for some kind of consolidation before we make any move here. So typically, if things are going to remain bullish, we'll pump, we'll pull back, but we won't sell off all the way. In that pullback, we'll start to consolidate. So we want to look for some kind of continuation pattern if we think that this is going to continue to go up in price. What kind of continuation pattern will we look for? Something like a flag, another pennant, right? So just your classic chart patterns, a wedge, something like that. We don't have any of that right now in the 1 hour. All we have is a healthy 35% move with a pullback to the, looks like the 38.2. And that is correct. Right to the 38.2, we have our pullback Fibonacci retracement level. And it makes sense, right? If we look over here, there's definitely, I see a long candle wick down that also turned out to be a breakout candle. So there's definitely a pocket of demand in here. Just for educational purposes, let's go ahead and drop the time frame down to find our candle formation that we look for to identify the demand zone. And we do have it. It's not perfect. We do have a drop. It's not perfect. Drop-based rally. We can go ahead and mark it like this. Right here is where everybody's eyes should be gravitating to on the screen currently. This little red candle, the candle body does make up over 50% of the entire candle, so you classify that as a drop candle, right? Not a base. And these are two basing candles. And you have the explosive move out, so you identify this as your demand level. You can extend this left to capture all this as well. The price is using this demand zone currently. I would look for a retest of $9 at the very least. Very possible we also do come back down to the 50%. Just look for a consolidation before you make any move next, right? You want to wait for a consolidation. That's your indication to go ahead and get long or short. I wouldn't touch this right now. For me, this is a no trade. The trade on this just passed. The trade on this was to be long before the consolidation broke out down here yesterday. All right, now it's a no trade. The move just happened. Let it go. Don't chase it. This is when you want it to be in your position. Get ready for it. Not here. Okay? So no trade right now on Aptos. But in terms of what I think about the project, so if somebody is watching this right now and has no idea what Aptos is, it's a layer 1 blockchain, big backing by venture capitalist firms, and no retail was really able to get access to. There was like an airdrop, but for the most part, all of these tokens went to, sipping on some seltzer water, by the way. All these tokens went to the VCs, the team. Not a lot to the community, right? So this was like a straight up money grab for sure. And the original creators are the builders of Diem. That was Facebook's blockchain. A lot of sketchy things going on with this. On their listing in the middle of the bear market, they won on every single major exchange out there, like every single one. So very well connected. $1.2 billion market cap. Way too overvalued. Like I said, I think this market cap is fairly valued at around $600 million. Right, so it's seriously overvalued right now. And my thoughts in general are probably won't be amazing, brand new, really good layer 1 that gets used. There's so much competition in the space, and this thing is simply just pumped by the VCs. All right, so I would not use this one as a long-term investment. It would just be good for short-term trading because it's volatile right now. Right, we have action on it, but that's really all. Alice saying shout out to Nancy. Absolutely, big shout out to one of the best traders out there, Nancy. Vulcan Tastin saying, can you look at Rune? Is it a good buy for Rune, Vulcan? We will get right into that after our Twitter wisdom. So first things first, on this pump, this is how all of crypto Twitter was reacting, right? We have Bitcoin to pump like 1%, and everybody just goes buck wild. This pump, though, was, it was like less than 2%. And everybody starts going crazy. Don't FOMO. This should not be your reaction. It's funny, though. Now let's talk about the real thing. Sam Bankman-Fried thinks he is the new policymaker for regulations in cryptocurrency. So if anybody doesn't know who SBF is, he's a billionaire. He is the founder of FTX. This is his coin over here. FTX, FTT, number 26 in market cap, right? We can classify this as Sam's coin. He is one of the original builders of Solana. Solana, as we know, heavily kind of manipulated coin. That's a debate, but it's fairly objective at this point that this was a venture capitalist pumped coin. Turned out to be one of the biggest layer 1s in the space. And they made a lot of money from it, but they made most of their money, especially SBF. There's nothing we can get into the morals of this about how they made their money, but I'm just kind of discussing what happened in the past just to bring anybody up to speed who may not be aware right now. They made most of their money from Solana. Of course, they made good money because they, got it basically at the pre-sale ICO price or etc. But they made a ton by launching projects in the Solana ecosystem, altcoins in the Solana ecosystem, and those all turned out to be just massive venture capitalist pump and dumps. So very sketchy history from SBF. He's also donated over $1 billion to a certain political party. That is a little bit sketchy as well. We have WEF Puppet trending over here. SPF can most definitely be classified as one of those. He's a sellout, all right? That's my own personal opinion, but I have no problem sharing that here on the live stream. So anyway, earlier in the week, SBF came on Twitter and he started giving ideas of how crypto regulations should go. And they were the opposite, literally the complete opposite of crypto's fundamentals of why it was started in the first place, for decentralization and the ownership of your own assets and your own money without state control. What SBF was proposing was just pretty much just the complete opposite of that. All right, he wants regulations for smart contracts in DeFi, KYC for DeFi, just totally unrealistic things. So he says he's kind of backpedaling a little bit here 11 hours ago, talking about he's trying to he's trying to regulate centralized crypto venues and not DeFi, yada yada yada. But real quick, let's just get a quick laugh in with BitBoy, because BitBoy has something to say about this as well. So let's just get a quick laugh in and watch this.
Here, Ryan, Sean, Adams. I don't know who the F you are, because you're not important. But here he says, please, dear Lord, and any lawmakers or adults reading this tweet, just know BitBoy doesn't represent us either. Talk to Jay Stravinsky. Talk to Miller CWL. Talk to Coin Center. You know what? We are tired of people that look like this guy trying to run stuff. I don't represent the people. The fuck I don't.
Oof.
I'm the one who does.
BitBoy going rated R here. This is a PG. This is a family-friendly show here, so excuse the cursing out of this guy.
It's me. I'm the one out here putting the work in behind the scenes, trying to save crypto, while these devils, Sam Bankman-Fried, Brian Armstrong, they're trying to permanently ruin it. This is not about money for me. I hope you guys understand this. I am here fighting for you. This guy with these freaking glasses on, this douchebag, is out here trying to tell you that only the suits know what to do. Only the suits. Only the people who have all the money. They're the ones who can determine what happens. No, our bill is for the people. And you're going to find this out. We've got the funding for it, and it's coming out.
All right,
but I want this guy.
Sorry about that language, folks. Should have screened that more properly before I showed it on the stream. Anyway, so BitBoy was very upset over this regulation proposal, as we can see. And he was calling Sam out. So Sam says, while I don't wear glasses, I'm excited to join our bespectacled brethren. It's a huge honor to see the passion and intensity with which Bitcoin regards me. Maybe someday I'll feel as strongly about this, about something as he does about me. So yeah, anyway, a lot of debate right now. Anyway, all you need to take away from this is that Sam, not to be trusted at all, right? He's compromised. Figure in the space, one of the wealthiest. He's given a big spotlight, but he's totally compromised. And that's why I'm so passionate about projects such as privacy coins, right? I own all of the centralized banker coins, right? I own Quants, HBAR, some Algo, etc., etc. But at the same time, I also am hedged, and I own the opposite. I own the privacy coins. I own Bitcoin, right? Things that give me power over my own money. So a lot of crazy things happening, but all we know, and why I'm showing you this, is that next year, 2023, it's going to be a make or break year, right? We're going to get a lot of clarity on the direction that this industry is going. It's not going to cease to exist. It will continue to go on, but there's a lot of big centralized powers that want to control this market, and they got their cronies out there putting out the regulation, right? Planting the seeds in the public's minds that it's going to go like this, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we'll see what happens, but just be aware, regulation is coming, and it's going to heavily favor some assets in the market over others, and those are going to be the banker coins. So that's why we're very bullish here at Crypto Empire on things like Quant, right? This is like Not a guarantee, but it's a very safe speculative play. Casper, Algo, HBAR, things like that, right? Those are good coins to own if you are pro centralization. All right, let's catch up with the live chat here. Yeah, BitBoy loves attention. He does. He does. So thoughts on Thorchain Rune. Let's get into Thorchain. On the daily chart, Thorchain is bleeding off. Not looking too good, but it does look like we could be slowing down in terms of our accelerated sell-off to the downside. One good thing to see with Thorchain is that price is still holding this low from June at $1.43. We have wicked below it, but we have not closed any candles below this level. We've closed right on the level, but not below. All right, so this level is still holding as of now, which is a good thing to see. Right, we're starting to put in some higher lows, possible W reversal double bottom here on Thorchain, but it's still the bear market. So I would expect my hold to get filled down here at around $1. With that being said, though, what we want to look for is a break of this very steep down sloping trend line. As we should recall, with trend lines, the steeper the slope, the more likely it is to break. This is not a parabola to the downside, but it's a very steep descent to the downside. And we found this big support level down here at $1.43, so it's very actually likely. What we want to look for is a break of this trend line. Very simple, right? We want to see this trend line break. We want to retest it, and then from there, all we need to do to confirm a trend reversal is to break some previous highs. We need to make higher highs. The first point would be $1.56 off of these highs from last week in October. All right, from there we want to start attacking these highs over here at $1.70. If we can start to form some kind of uptrend with these midterms coming in, right, if Bitcoin wants to go on a little bit of a relief rally, that's what we would look for in Thorchain. Is the bear market bottom in? No, I don't think it is. I think we go and we test my hole down here at around $1. Okay, but for right now, very simple. Either we get the trend line break or we get the support break. Only two things can happen. Look at the compression. Not a lot of time left here. All right, this is going to give way soon. But in terms of the fundamentals of Thorchain, really like it. Very solid project. I feel confident in its future. Because again, if we're going to talk about DeFi regulations, if we don't know what Thorchain is, anybody watching right now in the live audience, Thorchain is a decentralized exchange where we can swap assets from other layer 1 blockchains. I can swap native Bitcoin for native Litecoin or native Bitcoin for native Cosmos Atom. I'm able to do that on Thorchain. It's going to be huge, right? When all these centralized exchanges, somebody asking me about LCX, right? When LCX starts really getting crazy about how you need to use their exchange with their KYC and rules and regulations, there's going to be other options like Thorchain allowing us to buy pretty much any crypto out there, you know, with native Bitcoin, with native Ethereum, with native Litecoin. So yeah, very bullish on Thorchain Rune's long-term potential. But in terms of the bear market, do expect the hold to get filled down here at around $1 for starters. So is it a good buy now? It's not the worst time. It's also not the best. Andre saying, Connor, what is your favorite project at the moment or the one you trust the most? So what's my favorite project at the moment or the one I trust the most? Well, listen, one of my biggest current positions that I've been kind of building out is HBAR. Here it is, HBAR at 5.99 cents currently. Yeah, this is, I trust this. I trust this one a lot, right? Why do I trust it a lot? Because I follow the money. I look at who is in this project, who's supporting it, right? Who's putting their money where their mouth is and running their master nodes, right? Big companies, Google, Avery Dennison, big names, Deutsche Telekom. So HBAR is definitely one at the top of my list. Relatively safe investment for me at these levels at 6 cents. Of course, I like to see it sub 5, but even here from 5 to 6, great long-term buy levels. All-time high of HBAR is 57 cents. Nice wick up to 57, currently trading at 6. So even back to that all-time high price, we're looking at around a 9x. Very solid. But I speculate HBAR could hit, $1 plus. So a lot of gains to be had here with HBAR in the next coming years. It's not going to happen overnight, but I feel good about this one for the longer term. Good question though, Andrea. Mike B saying, can you discuss RSR? Not sure if you did a video on it. Not sure where the upside is for the coin regarding utility. Able to expand on the project etc. Let's look at RSR's chart right now. So RSR had the big pump in terms of the mainnet announcement. The mainnet was scheduled for, I believe, October 18th. And this pump, don't quote me on those dates, by the way, but anyway, this pump peaked just above 1 cent on October 2nd, okay? Now we're right back down to the middle of the range at half of a penny, 60% of 1 penny. So this is in the consolidation range again. Now, in terms of your question, Mike, he said, can you discuss it? Not sure what the upside is for the coin regarding utility. So basically what RSR is, it's a payment app. It's a payment system. Think of it like PayPal, but on the blockchain. All right, they use it in Venezuela. They use it in other South American countries where they're suffering from hyperinflation, basically where the government printed currency to oblivion and it became worthless. And they had to use stacks of bills to the ceiling just to buy basic goods, right? Basic food or toiletry items. They had to bring literal stacks of cash just to buy like a chicken. It was a complete mess. So we have, something like Reserve Rights trying to fix the problem with a stable currency on an app allowing you to easily transact. And how they actually secure it and what they use is it's a stable coin, but they use a bit of a vault system. And RSR is a method. It's not like Luna where it's algorithmic, right? They use actual assets to back the value of their stable coin. But RSR is kind of that main asset that is in their vault. So we can see here the app here, you scan, you send, it's a payment application. So what's its upside? Well, if it catches on, it's already adopted. We can see a huge move to the upside, and the all-time high is 12 cents for RSR. If we look over here, 11.7 cents. It's currently trading for 60% of 1 penny. So it's massively discounted from where it has been in the past. It's a speculative investment. There's no doubt about that, right? It's definitely high risk. So if you want to put all of your money in one basket, RSR is not the coin to do that. But to put a small percentage of your portfolio into something like this where it's very speculative, it could pay off massively, right? I made great gains with RSR during the last run. Should have sold way more when it was 11 to 12 cents, but I still covered my cost basis, so you can't complain about it. And if we look at back up to these levels of where it was, we're still looking at a 14 to 15x in price. So a lot of possibilities here. And the market structure obviously completely broke down in the bear market. On this weekly, when we lost this trend line, I talk about this in all of my videos. When we have a major breach of market structure, that is something you need to pay attention to. We had the trend line breach, and then from there, it was just down only. All right, we had that capitulation with the crypto contagion, Luna going bust, all the big hedge funds and centralized yield platforms like Celsius and Voyager went bankrupt. We had the contagion. From then, we've been going sideways in this basing pattern. Now, this could be the end of it. We could come back down and test the lows at 0.003. Amazing long-term price, in my opinion. I will certainly add a lot of RSR below 0.0046. Anywhere around here, that's a major buy level for me. right? During these long consolidations, again, this is compression after long periods of low volatility and periods of massive volatility. So I like RSR. I like its fundamentals. I like what they're trying to do in terms of their mission. I like the price chart. I like this long 4 or 5 month consolidation where it's doing nothing. All right, this interests me. So yeah, I like RSR. Very speculative play. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket, but I think he delivers some very good gains next year in 2024. We might have to wait till 2025, but I'm patient enough to wait for that. But anyways, Mike, I hope that does answer your question about RSR. White Jazz, thoughts on Aleph Zero? I like Aleph Zero as well. It's solid layer 1. I would pick Aleph Zero over Aptos, right? Solid. This is kind of in the same category as something like DAG, another solid one. There's a lot of debate, and I am in the camp after doing some of my own research on these two projects. These are very similar, Constellation DAG and A0. I would prefer DAG over A0. Both great layer 1s, great technology, but DAG is just a little bit superior. In my opinion, that's subjective. People will have differing opinions. That's completely fine. But A0 below $1, the pre-sale price for A0, this launched at the very end of the previous bull run, but the pre-sale price for A0 was 10 cents. It went up to $3. That's a 30x from that pre-sale price. That was an open pre-sale for everybody outside of the US. Obviously, with US rules, you can't invest in those. But yeah, so the pre-sale price for A0 was 10 cents. It's currently 88, and the all-time high is 30. So there is definitely money to be made with this coin, but just don't turn into a bag holder, right? If you buy it now and it does well, trade it, right? Don't marry it. Just take the money, right? If it's going to pay you, don't think it's going to be the next big thing, because it most likely isn't. It's another layer 1 in a red ocean of other layer 1 chains. So there's money to be made with A0, but it's not my first choice. Hope that answers your question. Delios, by the way, guys, if you are enjoying the live stream so far, smash that like button. And if you are brand new to Crypto Empire, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos or live streams. Dilio saying, what do you think about Cypherium? I have never heard of Cypherium, so I can't give you my thoughts on it. Jeff Powell saying, can't go wrong with DCA into a few projects that are really good and just waiting for the bull. That's my basic strategy. Pick 10 different projects myself. Don't want to get into too many to manage, though. Yes, Jeff, very good point. The 10 coin rule is a very good one to follow. Going above 10 coins is going to be a lot of managing, a lot of figuring out, a lot of stress for no reason. If you have 10 picks, you should be able to make the returns that you want in a crypto bull run. But yeah, right. So right now, listen, this is a time in crypto. We are in the boring period in the bear market. This is boring. This is causing most people to give up and leave. And honestly, unless you are a short-term trader, somebody like myself, some people in the community who are also short-term traders, but unless you're a short-term trader, the best thing to do right now is exactly what Jeff said. Dollar cost average into the ones that you like. Leave a large portion, like I said in the beginning of the live stream, around 70% of what you plan on to invest in the market. It's not a bad idea to have that in cash right now, waiting for lower, and then when we have a confirmed reversal, you can go ahead and deploy more. But a dollar cost average approach of just getting your favorite coins at cheap prices, it's the best thing to do right now if you're not a short-term trader. It's not the time to be glued to the screen. There's nothing really happening here. We're in the boring, towards the low of the bear market, really dead period right now. So yeah, that's it. That's where we're at. JJS saying, Connor, Terrarium Exchange is launching in November, where their token is currently around their launch price from a year ago. What's your thoughts? Thanks. So I'm not too familiar with Terrarium Exchange. Terrarium. Yeah, I mean, If this is it here, what I'm looking at, I wouldn't touch this. Yeah, high risk, speculative, probably will lose your money for that. Dev saying, what's your take on Casper Network for the long run? Excited for the Casper 2.0 upgrade. I like Casper a lot for the long run. I made a video about Casper earlier in the week. Right, we've been bullish on Casper here at Crypto Empire for quite a while. And if we look at this chart, so in my video 5 days ago now, I gave you the buy levels for Casper to look for. First one was this first green zone. We got that. Second one is going to be down here from 3.5 cents down to 3.3 cents. But Casper for the long term, I like it a lot, right? I'm staked and I'm compounding. It does, like, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but it does have that potential to do very well. Like, we're talking massive multiples of your money. But there's no guarantees. But in terms of what I think and what I feel like this could be a massive winner. Now, what do we have here? This is just classic pump, consolidate, pump. Let's watch for the consolidation. We're already starting to break some lines here. We're about to break a big line. If we can break this line and clear this high at 5 cents, be careful. We're going to test these highs. What we don't want to see is a double top at the 88.6, and that would be at 5.33 cents. So from here, we want to watch for a test of this area. If it can clear this, we're going to get the next pump. At the same time, this could easily set up for a double top, and we'll go ahead and we'll roll over and we'll come down to the lower zone. I wouldn't FOMO into this. I'm not sure what is causing this thing to wake up so violently and really get going. Maybe people are really kind of waking up to what Casper is and getting involved and staking their own coins. Let's just check that out real quick, actually. Check out Casper staking. Okay, it's not on here. Okay, never mind. I was going to look into how many coins are staked compared to what's in circulation right now. But yeah, guys, on Casper, I really like it for the long term. In terms of its local price action, watch this trend line break here and watch for a double top. We still have our lower buy zone. Buy zones outlined in my video earlier in the week got hit perfectly right at the dotted yellow line. So we'll see what happens here, but I really like Casper. Denier saying, thanks. Any thoughts on VeChain? Is it likely to pump in a bull market? So Denier, VeChain is one of those coins that's always going to perform super well in a bull market. It's one of the oldest ones on the market, always does well, and I think it will always continue to do well. So thoughts on VeChain, very solid project. Official layer 1 blockchain of the UFC. If anybody was watching UFC 280 yesterday, you would have heard that a million times. But thoughts on VeChain, it's basically a hedge. If you have a bunch of degenerate high-risk coins in your portfolio, meme coins, some people are total gamblers and they only have, meme coins or whatever. You want to hedge your bets and you want to have something that's going to most likely do well, 5-10x minimum. VeChain is that, right? Especially if you're a trader as well. If you're trading, I would say for every $1,000 that you're trading with in terms of your trading account, you shouldn't take it from that account, but you should try to put in for every $1,000 at least 100 into some of these projects that are kind of like very secure and safe. VeChain is on the list of a super secure and safe project for me. Real quick, I want to show you guys a video that I made last summer. Got to go a little bit back in time here. But VeChain reminded me of it. Let's see if I can find it here. Here we go. Best $1,000 altcoin portfolio. We are
Yeah.
seeing. So I had for my coins VRA, RSR, Polkadot, Chainlink, Quant, VChain. All right. Now, I still stand behind all these projects. All super, super solid ones here. Like, if you think this is a bad portfolio, we can debate about it, and I will destroy you in a debate. But yeah, VChain, Quant, Link, Dot, RSR, VRA, right? All coins that I was super bullish on last year. Obviously, the timing wasn't perfect. We still got some super good gains because this video was created in August. And if you guys recall, we peaked in November, right? So VRA was a huge win, went up to 8 cents. So yeah, anyway, right? This portfolio here, coins like VChain, Quant, Link, those are your safe haven bets. All right, these are ones where we know the fundamentals are very strong and it's gonna be around for a while. So I feel very comfortable putting my money into these for the next bull run. So I don't want to go on too much of a tangent here, but I hope that answers your question, Denier. Good question. Tony C saying, I closed my FTX account last week. I do not trust SPF. Yeah, I agree with you, Tony. No reason to trust him. Sam is propped up. Too similar come up story to Bezos, Zuckerberg's ETC, slimy nerd energy. Total slimy nerd. Total slimy nerd. I agree with that. All right, I just realized my chat is super far back. We have a very active chat today. Allison, what are your personal cash out / safe haven assets other than privacy coins, USD? Yeah, cash in hand for sure. You gotta have cash in hand. I also like silver a lot. Silver is good. Over gold, I prefer silver. Shout out to Ghost tuning into the live chat. McNass saying, Connor, are you aware of any new privacy or banker coins that are launching during the bear market? Not aware of new ones, no, McNass. Not aware of some new ones. Vajra saying, any thoughts on VRA being approved by Amazon Ads Partner Program? Do you see this as bullish for VRA? Good question, Vajra. I think it's very good for VRA with their Amazon Ads Partner Program. Right, this is what VRA was created for. Proof of view, patented technology. On that Amazon announcement, we got this massive run. Nice little 4-hour pump, or pump on the 4-hour candle. From high to low, this was a 27% candle, so very solid there. Yeah, what do I think about the Amazon partnership? It's a great thing for VRA. Super bullish. Now, my long-term, the Discord knows this, but I'll tell everybody watching me live right now and everybody in the replay as well. My long-term accumulation levels for VRA is 0.004 to 0.0032. Okay, this gap, right? This is an amazing place to buy a lot of VRA for the long term. All-time high is 8 cents. It's 0.004. That is a 20x again to 8 cents. Not a bad speculative play to have. So yeah, I like VRA a lot. Shout out to Mr. Sellers Homes. Tuning into the live chat. AR is, can we look at the H-bar 1 hour for a short-term trade? Listen, H-bar has been sideways for like the past 2 weeks. Short-term though, short-term I would go long over short personally. H-bar has been holding the support level down here at 5.5 to 6 cents super well. And the trigger would be 0.006 as I have on my chart. This solid yellow line would be a long trigger. If we want to take a more local approach, right, on the 1 hour, very obvious resistance, and price just broke your resistance, okay? So you can take a breakout. I wouldn't look to risk a lot on this. I would probably put my stop below this support here, like so. Not financial advice here, but if you're looking to get into something like ASAP, I would look for something like this. Now the thing with H-bar is all my trend lines, you guys should all see them. This is at 2.9 up to 6.3 cents, currently at 6 cents. Not much. for a short-term trade. But our trend lines here are all lining up with each other, and every time prices come to these trend lines, it's gotten rejected. So we know that these trend lines are in full control over the current price. And what we want to go ahead and do is our next confluence of these trend lines is going to be at 0.0062 cents. Major resistance here at 0.0062 on H bar. So there's not a ton of upside, but from current price, you have about 3%, risking 1.5%. So it's a 2-to-1 if you put your stop loss in a place where there's not a lot of breathing room. So I don't like this trade too much. I feel more comfortable buying H bar spot rather than trading it on margin. I have traded it on margin before, but it doesn't move that great. H bar is one of those coins where when it pumps super violently, but most of the time it goes sideways and it's super choppy and just oscillates, doesn't do too much. So H bar is one of those coins where I really like to buy it spot and hold it rather than short-term actively trade it. Now, if we want, let's get into trades. Let's spend a lot of time talking about altcoin trade ideas here. Coin that I really like to trade all the time is Chainlink. Link, it's a good coin to trade. It always moves, right? We get a lot of 5% moves all the time in both directions. So if we're going to be using some margin on 5% move, 20x, right, we can catch 100% trades quite often. Now, Link, I put this in the Discord on Friday in terms of a trade idea along what I saw. We had this downsloping trend line, and price broke the trend line here. And as we can see, this went ahead and it did actually work out. But that was not an official call on my Discord. That was just a trade idea shared by myself. But Link is a coin that I really do like to trade. Now, if we go to the daily chart, Link has been very controlled by the $7 level. $7 to $7 and around 7 cents is a major kind of point of control on the Chainlink chart. If we look on this daily, that is right at the bottom of this gray box. Everybody who has been subscribed to me and knows my style of technical analysis should pick up right away when I have my zones, my boxes drawn on the chart. The bottom and the top of these boxes are major price action levels. All right, so this bottom of this gray box from around 7 cents to 7.7 cents, big resistance currently. When price flips it, it will be big support, but it's currently big resistance. And price right now is right underneath it. And if we go back to a 4-hour, even a 2-hour, it might get a better picture. What do we have? A bit of ascension into the horizontal support level. So we have upwards price action with horizontal support. And this is forming a wedge or a pennant, an ascending pennant. Not perfect, not the best looking one. It would look better if I took it like this. But still, we want to watch for this pop. Not a lot of room for the apex. We're really in the apex right now. So we want to look for a pop back up to around the 725 level on Link. Right, but if you're not in a position right now, it's a speculative move, being that it's a Sunday afternoon. Again, like I said with the Bitcoin pump, it's either just a total psyop or it's, the market makers front running the futures open here. So if it does turn out to be a scam pump Sunday, like we usually do see, this is going to come back down. So you're risking 2.7% to your target level at around 4.3%. Not the greatest. This would be your first profit target. Second one around 750. Now you're talking with a 3-to-1. But this is Link in terms of a long thesis here. Only risking 2.7%. So it does check out if you want to take it to the top of the gray zone. That's one trade idea for you right there. Michael asking, Connor, do you still believe in projects DYDX, Chili's, Dash, Anchor? Do you think all three will survive the bear market and even make 100x in the next bull run? So DYDX, not my favorite. Chili's, I still am a huge fan of Chili's. I like Chili's a lot. Dash, I never really liked Dash. Anchor is one that I think is good, but I never owned it. Out of all those you gave, Chili's and Anchor would have, in my opinion, the biggest upside potential. 100x? Nah, I don't know about 100x now for something like Chili's. Already did super well on the last run, but can still 10x plus. Andrea saying, hey Connor, can you give me an update on Mute? You were right, last week it did a 2x. Well, Andrea, thank you for the update in regards to my analysis and the fact that I was right on it. So if we look at my analysis from last week, what I have drawn here is an ascending triangle. On the daily, we had this supply zone, a horizontal resistance level, tested 1, 2, 3, 4 times with ascending price action into it. You expect exactly this. So in terms of an update on this, Andrea, I would be a seller here. I would not be thinking about buying any of this, right? This is versus Ethereum. You just did a 2x. What that means is if you put one Ethereum into this, you can pull around 1.3 out now. I would be selling, Andrea. I would not be buying more. All right, now is the time where you want to be taking some profits. Could it keep going? Of course it could. But you don't know that for sure. In the middle of a bear market, when you have a move like this, take your profit and wait for another opportunity to present itself like we had down here. All right, but Andrea, I hope you made a ton of money from this one. Congratulations. And again, I would be a seller here, not a buyer. Woody's saying, phew, I feel like I slid into third base, just caught the live stream. Awesome, Woody. I'm glad that you can make it to the live stream today. Randy saying, we need more airdrop videos. I would like to get some more free coins. I got into XDN for the cost of minting, but you have to hold for 400 days. Randy, I can definitely make some airdrop videos. The whole XDN thing, that was sketchy to me because a ton of people started making videos about it out of left field. So I don't trust that when I see that. But yeah, Cosmos airdrops for sure. You know, we have things like Arbitrum coming out, Starkware. So I'll get back on the horse, Randy, and I'll start making some airdrop videos. Thank you for that suggestion. Ghost saying 76% of the casher supply is staked, Connor. Thank you, Ghost. So yeah, 76% of the supply staked currently. So we have over 7.5 billion coins staked. That's very bullish. I like Casper. I feel comfortable with my position. And yeah, top pick here. Feel really good about it. We'll see what happens. Casper, the tool for staking, is driving the Casper pump. That is Casper live. Yeah, 8.6 billion is currently staked here. We have seen asking, do you believe in ADA and XRP? Do I believe in them? I believe they will make you money, right? I believe that XRP is a good kind of trade. They're probably going to win their lawsuit case. One thing that I like out of the XRP chart is the fact that 45 to 46 cents is holding as support. If this level was to break down, that could get super bad super quickly for XRP, but it's still holding 45, 46 cents. So that's a very good sign. Daily is looking pretty bullish here. Nice reversal candle. Also broke this trend line going back to October 9th. So we're in a long consolidation here for XRP. If we look at this as versus the Bitcoin chart, kind of losing the 200 weekly EMA. We don't want to see that, right? We want to see it get above this and get to 4,000 Satoshis. But do I believe in XRP? I think it's going to perform well in price, especially when they announce that they beat SEC in the lawsuit. But in terms of, you know, long term and it replacing the entire financial system, not so sure about that. But it's a good trade. And Cardano, so Ghost saying, good point. What are your thoughts on ADA, Connor? I personally am not interested in it, but a lot of conflicting opinions. The ADA community thinks it's the best coin in the market for some reason. So Ghost, the ADA community has thought that Cardano is the best coin on the market since it was founded. Okay, they have a very biased opinion. This is one of the weakest charts in the entire market currently, Cardano. Right? It's one of the weakest charts. It broke down from 42 cents. This is a 3-day right now, and we have gotten down to my next level at the yellow dotted line at 0.0034, 34 cents, I should say. All right, right to the line. Have a wick, kind of holding it as support here. Look, my thoughts on Cardano and its long-term potential. I will never talk bad about Cardano because of how well it did in the last run, and you know I did very well on the coin personally, so. I've made a lot of money with Cardano. Will it do well again in the future? I don't know. People are kind of calling Charles's bluffs now, right? He was able to get away with just saying how great it's going to be and how many applications are going to be running on it and how it's going to be used. He was able to get away with that marketing for a very long time. Now people are like, Charles, what the heck is going on here? What's happening with this coin? Is anything going to happen? So he's kind of losing trust in his community is what's happening here, and I don't really like that. Can he regain the trust? Yes, but it's going to be hard to do. So ADA, no, definitely not my favorite. I'm not buying more. I like some other projects to put my money in. So that's my thoughts on Cardano. Guys, if you're enjoying the live stream so far, be sure to smash that like button down below. And again, if you are brand new to the stream, hit that subscribe button and turn on all the notifications so you don't miss any future videos. We have CRO8 saying, great stream as usual, Connor. Thoughts on GNS? I don't know too much about GNS. Can't really give you my thoughts on something that I don't know too much about. Gains Network. I like the name. It's a Uniswap coin, Polygon coin. It's a decentralized trading platform, so there's a dime a dozen of these. So what separates this? It's on Polygon Matic. Okay, great. Volume is 18.8 billion. That's good. But there's a dime a dozen of these, so we'll see if it sticks around. But it's another kind of decentralized exchange. Good to have. I'm glad it's out there, but I wouldn't invest in the coin personally. Could that be wrong? Of course it could. If it's something like GMX where it pays you yield for like staking the coin and providing liquidity, it could be worth it, but there's just too many out there for me to invest in, so I wouldn't touch it. Good question though, CRO8. Steve K saying, hey Connor, thanks for the live stream. What are some good projects that launched in the past few months? Looking for a cheap project that launched during the bear market. Well, of course, Aptos just launched, but I wouldn't really recommend that. I think it's going to get cut in half. In the past few months, not a lot has really launched. Good coins to get into in the bear market. I brought this up in previous live streams. I think a very easy play is Telcoin. Telcoin currently almost 10% of 1 penny. All-time high is 6 cents, down 98%. Don't bet the farm, but if you're looking for a good project to get into in the bear market, Telcoin. I like it a lot. I own it myself. I will buy more myself. And if we look at this chart, holding this support level, this thing could for sure come down lower. I would love to see this come down lower. I pray it does actually. But this has been around since 2017, Steve. But I'm not really interested in any projects that just launched to get into right now. I'm kind of looking at things that have been out there for a bit that are undervalued. So Telcoin is one of those. If you're looking for something to get into, I encourage you to do your own research. But I like it. I think it'd be a good play. Vajra saying, thoughts on the Bitcoin hash rate reaching all-time highs? Would this be considered a bullish or bearish indicator, or neither? If anything, it would be bullish that the hash rate's at an all-time high. All right, that means more people are mining, so that's a good thing. That's a bullish thing. It means that people out there value Bitcoin if they're mining it. More people than ever are doing that. Andrea says, unfortunately, I bought Mute under $1, so it's still a loss. Please look at Hathor HTR. HTR has been a stable coin at 8 cents for a long time. On our 3-day price chart, not a good looking market structure at all. Looks pitiful. Yeah, HTR. Yeah, it doesn't look good. Weekly. A lot of coins have just horizontal basing structures where they're holding their lower support level. But this just keeps on dropping. So a lot of weakness. Before I buy any of this, I would wait for a long basing structure of accumulation. Right now, this is still distribution. Coins are still getting distributed. Miners are still getting this just for mining Bitcoin, I believe. Looks like they're just selling it all on the open market. Everything that they're mining, they're just selling right now. So yeah, I would wait for a sign of accumulation in the chart. A long basing period before you went ahead and got into any of this. Could certainly go lower. We have Rigoberto Chavez Jr. in the building. Shout out to Rigoberto saying VRA linking up with Amazon ads. They're still building during the bear market. Going to do well in the next bull market. I agree with you, Rigoberto. And saying World Cup Inu may pump again when World Cup starts. Yeah, I was talking about the meme coins at the beginning of the stream and what's going on with them. People love to gamble. That's really what it comes down to. People absolutely love to speculate and gamble and throw money at things. So that is why World Cup Inu is so hot. If we wait for this chart to load from the launch, this thing did a 30x. I wouldn't trust it. I don't know who the developers are. I don't know if they're going to rug pull. I wouldn't put money into this. But it could pump again, like Rigoberto said, before the World Cup starts. So, we'll see. Go Italy, though. What he's saying, airdrop videos is a great idea. Working on ZK Sync right now. The supposed has to qualify. Yep. We got Tintin with us today saying Coinos. Let's take a look at Coinos. Andrea asking about D-Race now. Andrea, where did you hear about all these coins? Who gave you the info to buy them? D-Race. And Mute at $1. Where did you get this info from? Coinos on Uniswap again. Tintin. Looks like we had another one of those ascending pennants, ascending triangles play out for us. You asked me about this last week, and I draw the upward sloping trend line with the horizontal resistance, and we got that pump. This thing's taken off. Would I chase it? No, absolutely not. I would not chase. Andrea saying that Twitter killed me. It happens to the best of us, Andrea. Tintin, Coinos launching end of the month, layer 0. Thoughts on Astar, please, thinking of buying near all-time low. So, yeah, Coinos looking good. If we look at this pump from the breakout line, it went 80%. To the wick high, we have 116%. So just be careful buying after such an explosive move. Volume is picking up. but it's still, yeah, it's nothing compared to what we had last November. But the volume is certainly picking up here. Volume is the best leading indicator on the market, but of course volume is a statistic, not an indicator. But if you look at where this is, it's at resistance on the chart. Look, I would just say take profit if you bought this, right? If you listened to my TA last week and you bought it before the breakout, good time to be taking profits. Your next levels to take profits. This is a bear market thing, right? This is expect the bear market to catch up with this eventually is a good way to put the wording and my thoughts on this, right? It's not going to just go against the current forever. But your next level is 87 cents. After that, 90, I like 97. 98, 97 cents after 87 as a take profit. And then another one at 113. That's what I like for TP levels, but I think right now is a great time to be taking profit on Coinos. If this thing starts making new all-time highs and it breaks its November all-time high, I'll be shocked. I'll be seriously shocked. These are your take profit levels, Tintin. And Astar as well. Astar is the app hub of Polkadot. So this looks similar to something like Glimmer, right? Moonbeam, Moonriver. Akala looks the same, just completely destroyed. Every single project in Polkadot has not been looking too hot recently. Some big dot news this past week with Dr. Gavin Wood going to start another initiative to decentralize social media. I think that's bullish for Polkadot overall. Astar on our weekly chart, we have sideways, right? What I was saying about Hathor, we want to see that sideways basing. We have this on Astar for 8 weeks. For 56 days, almost 2 months, we've been going sideways. Right, we haven't really made new lows in the past 2 months. So that's a good sign of accumulation, Tintin. That's what we want to look for these coins that have sold off massively. We don't want to buy it in the downtrend. We want to buy it in the sideways accumulation. And we have that here on Astar. So in terms of a good spot to start buying, I would say, yeah, it's a pretty decent time to start getting into this one. Also, we can do some technical analysis and we can look for some points on the chart where we think price is going to break out. So how we can do that, there's a variety of ways of doing it, as I'm sure you've all are aware from watching my channel. But one thing we can do is we can take a trend line and we can draw the trend line and connect some wicks. And if we connect wicks, we do have this downward sloping line and a breakout point. If we want to take this, we can say that this thing's apexing now, but if this thing can continue going sideways. But a breakout point would be at around 3.8 to really 4 cents at these wicks. If we can make a higher high past 4, then we start reversing. Also, look how 4 cents lines up super well if you look to the left. I like 4 cents, 3.95 cents as your breakout line, and then we run. So it's not a bad time to start buying Astar looking at the chart. Let's see, Ghost saying a lot of upcoming projects are so much better and will take the market share eventually. I agree with you, Ghost. I agree with you. D-Race. We'll look at D-Race for Andrea. D-Race probably is destroyed. I don't see any reason for this to do well. Yeah, don't touch this. Look at this long basing. Could come back from the dead and pump, but like look at this chart, just sideways forever, so I'm not interested. So big shout out to Alex Lopez in the live chat today. It's good to see you, Alex. Saying, my bro, random question, did people who held their ETH in their ledger receive ETHW, or did you have to hold it on an exchange to get it? Alex, I'm not 100% sure about that in terms of if you had to hold it on the exchange or not. We can look into it briefly. I'm not 100% sure of that answer in terms of the airdrop and who was able to get it. How about this? I can ask somebody who would know immediately, and I can send you a DM to answer this question, Alex. But I'm not sure right now to answer. Alex saying Italy did not make the World Cup. I don't follow soccer whatsoever. It's not my sport, so I wouldn't know. All I know is that my blood runs from Italy, so I'll always support them. Rigoberto saying, Connor, do you think the NFT market will get hot again during the bull market, or will it have its own time and not follow the crypto market? It's going to take a while for another NFT bull run to start, but I think when the market flips really seriously bullish, we'll have a super good bull run. Shout out to Andrea for a $5 or £5 super chat saying, thank you for your amazing TA and the hard work you're putting in for us. Andrea, thank you for your support. I really appreciate that super chat. Thank you so much. McNaz saying Alex Becker pumps D-Race hard, LOL. No surprise there. RJ, thoughts on H-bar? Been DCAing the past few months. RJ, welcome to the stream, my friend. We did cover it earlier, as Dre said here, and I'm very bullish on H-bar. Somebody asked me, like, what's one of my favorite coins, and my answer was H-bar. So I like it a lot, RJ. Hope that answers your question. Mr. Sellers Home says DOT is looking prime. We'll take a look at Polkadot really quick. And what's BTC doing right now? Still below 19.5. Now, if we look at DOT on our daily price chart, yes. So what we want to do is we want to play the deviation here with DOT. All right, what's a deviation, Connor? You might be thinking right now. I'll go over. Deviation is when we're trading in a range like we have here on DOT between $6 and $6.70, and we lose the range like we did here. We lost it. But what we want to do is we want to play that this is a false breakdown. Okay? So what we want to do is basically get long and expect price to recoup the range and actually break out to the upside here. This happens all the time. Okay, so how we would play it is we would get long here, stop beneath these lows at a 3.5% risk, or if you want to put it beneath the wick low, you would have a 4.4% risk. Up to you and how you want to take it. But even to the top of the range, we have 13.5%. That is a 3-to-1, even with a low stop loss placement. Mr. Sellers Homes, good call on DOT. I like it. I like it for a deviation long play. And of course, we want to see this trend line break for it to really get going. Another trade idea there for you. Thank you, Mr. Sellers Homes, for that. Thoughts on Digibyte? So Digibyte's one of those OG coins, and it has some big potential. Always does well in a bull market, down 95% from its all-time high. If we look at this chart, I don't own any DGB personally. All right, I'll throw that out there. I don't own any of this. But if we go to the weekly here, if we look at where this was in the March 2020 crash to the high that it peaked out at, it went 50x. Now it's down 90% from that, and it's holding the same support level that it held after its kind of listing pump in 2018. Same level at 0.008. All right, so it's at a multi-year support level, support resistance flip level. So, and it's been going sideways for, this is a weekly chart, by the way, guys. It's been going sideways for 23 weeks, 161 days. So solid project, OG, seems to always do well in a bull market, good fundamentals. Not my first choice, but I would say that it's not a bad choice either on Digibyte. Thoughts on FTT, Jeff? I like FTT because it's Sam's coin, right? It's going to be here over the long term. It's a safe place to park your money in the crypto market, to bet on Sam SBF, right? The guy is, he pretty much owns crypto to an extent. So FTT, good coin, solid investment for the long term, somewhere to park funds and just wait over time. We got a $20 super chat from Alex Lopez saying, thanks for all you do, bro. Big shout out to Alex. Thank you so much for that super chat, my man. Good to see you here in the live chat. I really appreciate your support. Thank you, Alex. I really appreciate the $20 super chat. It means a lot, my friend. Thank you. Andre is saying, next time we'll bring some decent projects to your amazing TA. Thank you, Andre. I appreciate that. Warthog Thunderbolt, been sticking with us since the beginning of the live stream. We're going for an hour and a half. Big shout out to Warthog Thunderbolt saying, can you check out Flux? We sure can check out Flux. So Flux is that NBA Top Shot blockchain. On our weekly chart, we had a nice little bear market rally to $1.25, $1.41 to be exact, and then we sold off. Now we're at 68. Let's pull a fib and see a retracement. It looks like a 50%. No, I'm wrong about that. Almost to the 78.6. We're in a log scale. Is there a question, or just you want me to do TI on Flux? Yeah, let's just check it out. So our weekly doesn't look too good. This is gonna reverse. This is gonna reverse soon. It just looks like it's going to flip up. If we look where it's slowing down to our left, it's at a big support level to the left. We have this previous resistance and then this previous consolidation here at 70 cents. And this is what's currently being held as support here. We have price coiling up. So safe to assume we're going to get a breakout. And depending if we do get some kind of US midterm election rally, which is very possible, then we can see Flux break out of this. Maybe come back and test the highs at 125. 80%, that's a lot. If we do get a pump out of this, though, at the minimum, I would be looking here at around 94 cents. That gives you 38%. On the other hand, we could roll over and keep breaking down, get back to these lows. I don't own any Flux, don't trade Flux, don't really look at it too often. But this is what I'm seeing from a daily kind of time frame analysis. And the 4 hour, we get a better picture of the pinch happening, right? We can see the pinch a lot clearer on the 4 hour. So this looks like it's coiling up for a big move soon. Dan are saying Spark token anticipated in October. Would it be wise to buy in and get forward airdrops? Denier, I'm not sure what Spark token is. I would have to do some research and figure out what that is first. Anyway, guys, we have been going for an hour and a half. This was an awesome live stream. I do want to thank everybody for attending today. I hope that you did enjoy the stream and prepare yourself for the upcoming week. If you guys enjoyed the content and you're not already subscribed to the channel, again, subscribe to Crypto Empire, like the video, share it with your friends, your family, your neighbors, share it with everybody out there. Get the message out. Now is the time. It's very boring in the market, but it's not the time to just give up hope. You want to stay plugged in. You want to keep on positioning yourself for what is to come in the future. But like I said, you don't want to go all in here. Still a good idea to hold at least over 50% of your portfolio in cash right now, waiting for lower or a confirmed reversal out of this. Big upcoming week to close out October. November 2nd, we have the FOMC meeting. After that, we have the US midterm elections. A lot is going to happen here in the coming weeks. We will get the breakout real quick. We will get this Bitcoin breakout sooner rather than later now. Right? This has been too long. We will get a direction soon. So be prepared. Again, just to go over this one last time for everybody who missed the intro. If we're going to play the long side, we need to see closes and start to make some higher highs. First level 19.7, above that 19.920K. We want to see higher highs. To the upside, a 30% move is 25K. To the downside, a 30% move is 14,500. So I still think we do bottom out somewhere between $14,000 to $16,000 before the end of this bear market. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I'll see you all throughout the week. Thank you. Shout out to Randy for his airdrop suggestion. I can definitely get that going. A lot of awesome scheduled content here on the YouTube channel, so don't miss it. Subscribe, stick around, stay a while. I will be here throughout the entire bear market, and then we'll have a lot of fun, obviously, when we get a trend reversal on the macro time frames. Could be 2023, 2024, but I got time. I'm in no rush. You should not be in a rush either. Let's take it day by day and keep on dominating the market right here at Crypto Empire. I'll see you all in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. If it's already Monday where you are in the world, have an amazing start to your week. Be productive.